What's going on, guys? I know it's been a while. I haven't uploaded in... I feel like it's been close to 2 months at this point, but... And I have briefly talked about what's been going on in my community tab and, like, at the end of my previous video, but I figured I'd more so dedicate an entire video to what's been going on to maybe... hopefully have it reach more of a wider group of you guys, because I feel you guys, people deserve to know what's been going on. And every avenue possible. Like, I want to be able to get as many people to understand what's been going on. Sorry if this sounds really rambling and stuff. I'm not used to doing face cam videos, but I feel like this would be the best way to do it. Plus, I'm usually not super great at just conveying my thoughts without a script when it comes to these types of conversations or discussions, I suppose. So this is pretty much going to be, like, completely unedited as well, but so apologize in advance if it sounds, like, really rambling and all that good stuff. But I just wanted to give kind of an end-of-the-year update to let you guys know, like, what's been going on and stuff. So, and I also want to, well, I should first preface this by thanking you guys for 2022, because 2022 has been probably the best year on YouTube I've ever had, I think, when it comes to just general subscriber gain, like the numbers on the channel, and just I've had a couple of videos hit trending. I think the two videos that hit trending in particular were my Amphibia all-in video and my what was the other one? The King's Tide video. I think it was my King's Tide video where the season 2 Owl House finale episode, King's Tide. Yeah. I think both those two videos hit trending, which that has never happened before ever. So the fact that it actually hit, like, the general trending tab is crazy. So thank you guys so much for that. And when stuff like that happens, I almost feel bad that I have taken such a long break, because it's like, why, like, you'd think with things going so well this year, it's like, why would I take such an extended break? But I mean, I think it just really comes down to burnout. Like, that's really what it is. Like, I've gotten really, really burnt out when it comes to the animation side of things on YouTube. Like, doing animation content on YouTube. This is probably some of the most burnt out I've felt ever since doing YouTube. I've had, like, multiple smaller channels throughout my journey on YouTube since I was, like, a freshman in high school. Like, years and years ago, which you guys don't know about, and, like, I mean, if you somehow find those channels, like, go for it, go nuts, but there's no point in really mentioning them anymore, or mentioning their names, because I just don't upload on there anymore. But I've been in and out of the YouTube game for a very long time, like, at least 10 years or so. So, and I've never felt this burnt out. Like, it is so weird. This is the most successful I've ever been on this website, but this is the most burnt out I felt. And I think the burnout really started around maybe August or something. Like, August was a weird month, because even though I was uploading quite a bit in August, it almost felt like I was forcing myself to do it. Like, it was one of those things where it just felt more like tedious, annoying work for a job that I wouldn't want to be working at than, like, passion. Because I always hear a lot of people say it's like, oh, once YouTube becomes your job or whatever, that means you won't like it anymore or some shit, which I don't think is necessarily the case. I think it's really circumstantial, because you can treat... I've definitely treated YouTube like a job before, and I have, because it really was, like, my main source of income for the past year and a half, and still is, actually. But I still enjoy doing it. Like, I enjoyed the video creation process, and, like, the process of writing a script and editing and stuff. It was never... I never felt it very annoying or anything, or tedious to do that process, but it did start getting to that point in August. And I feel like it was a combination of, like, me running out of, like, ideas, I guess, and it felt like the ideas I was doing for videos just weren't good enough, but I was still uploading them anyway, and I feel like that contributed heavily to this burnout, as well as just nothing really going on in the animation world. And what I mean by that is, what a lot of my content on my channel that's been successful is time-sensitive content. And if you don't know what I mean by time-sensitive content, it's content that does very, very well if you upload it during a certain time period, but that video will also die down very quickly and not get, like, good overtime or, like, evergreen views over, like, the span of a month or a year or years or something. Like, for example, videos on specific Owl House episodes or Amphibia episodes. If I upload a video on a specific Owl House or Amphibia episode, like, a day or two after the episode comes out, then that video is going to do very, very well during its first, like, 3 or 4 days, give or take, maybe up to, like, 2 weeks. But once a new episode comes out, a lot of the people are just very focused on that new episode. So it's like, oh, a new episode's out, so there's not really a point in watching these previous videos about episodes that have already come and gone, and those events aren't really relevant to me anymore. It's not to me personally, but I'm saying, like, in the mind of an audience, like, oh, these events aren't really relevant right now. I want to see these events that are happening right now, get a new video out. So when these shows go on these extended hiatuses, and I am not uploading time-sensitive content, my channel obviously takes a hit from that. And I feel like I'm mostly to blame for this, because, you know, that's just kind of, I kind of ended up marketing my channel in that way, to the point where it's like, if I'm not really doing time-sensitive content, then people just aren't really watching. I mean, the numbers are, the proof is in the pudding. Like, people clearly are subscribed to me for the most part because of time-sensitive content. And when these shows are on hiatus and I can't upload said time-sensitive content, then, like I said, even videos that I'm uploading, like the how strong is videos and stuff like that, they're just not going to do as well as a time-sensitive video about a new Owl House episode where, you know, hunters get possessed by bellows and shit, you know what I mean? Like, thanks to them. It's just, that's just how it is. And I think it's definitely, like, not only I already said I'm to blame, but I think there's also some lie to blame in how the animation industry is treated in general. Because, I mean, everybody knows that the animation industry is treated like absolute dog shit, especially in the West. Like, it's treated bad, I think, more or less across the board, like, around the world. Like, a lot of animators are not working in the best conditions in the world, but I feel like in the West, it's particularly bad, because not only are these motherfuckers getting super underpaid, but the viewers are just not getting content like that. Like, shows are just getting axed left and right, which doesn't help anybody. Like, obviously, the general viewing audience and the people working on the shows, those guys, without a doubt, take the biggest hits. Like, yeah, they take the biggest hits for sure, but then, you know, content creators like me also take a hit as well. I mean, I'm not trying to say the hit that happens to me is as impactful as the hit that's on them. Like, the hit that's on them is way more significant, and I will never deny that, but I obviously take a hit as well as a content creator, because when these shows aren't being produced and having episodes released on a consistent weekly basis and stuff, then I'm also not able to put out content on a consistent basis. So, that, you know, it's really how it is. Sorry for that pause, by the way. I just had to take a sip of water because my throat was going to really dry. But I think another thing to add to this burnout as well is, because I've gotten that taste of, like, success, I guess, where these views are just, like, really high, and I'm getting, like, really high consistent views when these shows are outputting episodes on a consistent basis pre-hiatus. Like, when Owl House and Amphibia were airing simultaneously earlier in the spring, when we ended up getting, like, All In and King's Tide around the same time, that was, like, an insane time period. I think that happened in May, I believe, like, middle of May / early first half of May. Oh, excuse me. And when I get that taste of success, it just feels amazing. Like, I just can't believe, like, that many people are watching me. I'm just so grateful for it. So, when these shows go on this hiatus and I try to upload other content that isn't just about the contents of a new episode, and it's doing, like, a fraction of the amount of views that these videos about specific episodes are doing, it definitely hurts. You know, it's not a super great feeling to see that. Like, it's hard to, I guess, bring myself down to earth again a bit once I've had that amazing taste of success of something I'm very passionate about doing that took me, you know, trial and error for the past, like, 8 or so years of doing to get to this point. So when I get there and then I just see my numbers take a nosedive in real time in such a short period of time, it's not a good feeling. It's just not. It's just not. Like, maybe that's just me being greedy, but I don't know. I just, it's not a good feeling when I see that happen in real time in such a quick time period. Once the moment, it really does feel like, with the exception of people doing like fan projects or drawing their own art for like Twitter or Instagram and stuff, it really does feel like these shows, people just kind of forget they exist when there's not consecutive episodes being put out. You know what I mean? Like, there was definitely some buzz on Twitter about the episode contents for Thanks to Them when that came out in October, but I mean, I feel like I just never see the Owl House talked about on my timeline like that, and haven't seen it talked about on my timeline like that since maybe beginning of November. And I mean, obviously, we're getting the next episode for the future in January, and that'll cause some buzz, but it's like, yeah, it's just the way these shows are being produced. It's just so unfortunate. It's obviously not the creative team's fault. It's the bigwigs in the companies who handle these shows like absolute horse trash, and it affects them the worst, and it still kind of affects content creators like myself who have kind of built their channels around this. And like I said, and it's my fault as well, because I feel like me building my channel around this has not been a smart idea. I realistically, it's not a good idea. I guess I figured it would be one of those things where once a show ends, there'd just be a new one to replace it that I can talk about. And this is one of the first times in a while where it feels like that hasn't been the case, where that won't be the case. It really feels like, with how poor the state of the animation industry is in the West, that it really doesn't feel like there's going to be much going on once Owl House is over. I mean, yeah, there's Hell of a Boss, but that gets released, like, what, bi-monthly? That's not consistent enough to keep a YouTube channel alive if you're doing content solely on that show and, like, the new episodes of that show. If my content being solely based on the new episode contents in that show, episodes releasing bi-monthly just is not enough. You know, when Steven Universe ended, Star vs. the Forces of Evil was still there, and then after both those shows concluded, Amphibia and Owl House was there to replace those as well. And now it just feels like once Owl House is over, there's really not going to be anything that personally piques my interest. Because I want to be able to make content on shows that I like enough, that I'm invested in enough, to where I feel like I could output content on them. Because there are other shows that I watch, obviously, besides the Owl House and Hell of a Boss, but I feel like I'm not tapped in enough or passionate enough about the contents of those other shows to want to make content on them. You know what I mean? So, it's just, I guess I'm just feared for the future, but I mean, like I said, I'm hoping things will improve, because I feel like I have been feeling better. I don't feel as burnt out as I was. I don't think I'm ready to be trying to upload consistent non-time sensitive content on this channel yet, but I'm hoping with the new year and once the new Owl House episode airs for the future, that things will get better. Because I will definitely be doing content on that new Owl House episode, so definitely look forward to that. I just don't know if there's necessarily going to be another upload before that episode actually airs, if that makes sense. I'm just not sure if that will happen, but I'd like for it to. I just don't know if that's 100% going to be a guarantee. Because, like I said, I am feeling my burnout levels aren't nearly as bad as they were towards the fall time and around mid-October, but it's still not that great. And one last thing I do want to mention is, if you guys have been following my community tab posts and wondering why I'm randomly plugging gaming-related videos, because I actually have been uploading on a side channel. Like, I have been uploading on a second channel called VGMarkis, where I've been doing more gaming-related focused content, whether it be like top 10s or general story-related explaining videos for certain games or explaining certain characters from certain game franchises. I've mainly been focusing on Mario and Pokemon for the time being, but I definitely want to talk about other Nintendo-related franchises because I was a big Nintendo kid growing up, and stuff like Mario, Pokemon, Kirby, Donkey Kong, the whole works has always been something else that I've been very, very passionate about and into, besides animation. Like, those have been like the two big things that I've really been into. Has been like Western cartoons and just or general animation and video games. And I've been uploading on there for the past, it's been almost 2 months now. And things have been going really well on that channel. I mean, like I said, I've been occasionally posting about it on my community tab, but I feel like not nearly as many people are looking at my community tab as they are at my actual videos for this channel specifically. So I figured I'd mention this channel at the end of this video for the off chance that anybody else who still wants to just hear me talk about, you know, other stuff. If you guys like games, then, you know, feel free to go over there because I have been uploading content on that channel for a regular basis now, like at least once or twice a week for the past month and a half, almost 2 months. And I've been having a lot of fun. I really have. Like, I've always wanted to, you know, do gaming stuff, and I have tried gaming stuff in the past. I've tried doing Let's Plays and stuff, but I just have never really been able to make it click. And I feel like things have been going really well over there so far because of just all the knowledge I've accumulated about YouTube and just video editing and stuff. I feel like me being able to start a fresh channel with all that knowledge has helped greatly. So I think that's one of the big reasons why I've just been enjoying myself a lot on that channel, because it's just the amount of success that I've seen on that channel in such a short period of time has been insane, and I've also been able to continue talking about stuff that I'm very, very passionate about. So feel free to go over there if you want to. You know, I'm not gonna force you to subscribe. I'm like, go subscribe to VGMarkis now, or you're never seeing a video on this channel again. No, I'm not gonna say that. But you know, feel free though, if you like gaming related stuff and things of that nature. Sorry about that. But I mean, I think that just about covers everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. You know, like I said, should hopefully be back to uploading at some point next year. Potentially before the next Owl House episode airs, but if not, then I will definitely be back when that episode is on cable TV. Mark my words, I will make a video on that episode, for sure. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, thank you so much for how incredible this past year has been. It's been a very, very good year. I'm eternally grateful for that, and I still do feel guilty that I've taken such a long break after such a successful year, but I really think I needed it, and I have been feeling a lot better. I think me, you know, doing this second gaming channel and just taking a break from the animation side of things has definitely helped my mental health, and I'm hoping I can be at a point in life where I can upload on both these channels simultaneously and not feel like ass. So until then, I will see you guys next time. Peace out, take care, bye-bye.